Coach, I know you had been asked on the ACC call just about the matchup between QP and Armando Bacot. I know that QP was going head to head with him before he fouled out. Just what was kind of your assessment, on that kind of one-on-one down there at the post?
I mean, I thought obviously both of them are, big guys. Bacot's one of the most talented bigs in the country. And, Quentin Post is a, developing big, so I thought for this to be his fifth game of the season, not being in complete good shape yet, not finding the game rhythm yet. I thought he was very good tonight, very effective, very efficient. And I thought it was an even battle. They were going back and forth at each other.
Rob? I think you're on mute.
Sorry about that. You guys obviously had it down to one there at the end, but then they went on a 7-0 run to kind of put it away. What happened there, and why wasn't there a timeout called? I believe you had a few left.
Yeah, I mean, I think it happened quick. We had a couple things called, a couple actions called, and so we came off, and our timing wasn't at the level it needed to be on a pin down. Got a turnover, went to 3. And then they made a 3, so it went to 6. There's a minute and 30 left. So we lost our poise a little bit. It got loud. I didn't get the timeout, didn't call the timeout, and the game got away from us.
Kevin?
Hey, Coach, it seems like every game now we're talking about progress and, these guys growing, but how do you keep them from getting, too frustrated and kind of looking at the small picture instead of the big picture?
Yeah, I mean, I think they just got to, stay the course. I mean, it's a long season. It's a journey. A lot of these guys are young, first-year players in the program. So, we're trying to build. So you just got to keep, if you're trying to build, you got to keep your hands working. You got to keep your feet working, keep your hands working, and you got to stay encouraged. Obviously, it's frustrating, coming up short on the road in a game where we came into it with a great game plan, feeling like we had an opportunity to win. It's frustrating, but, there was a lot of positives, and you got to, take those positives and try to clean up on some things that we need to do better.
All right, go back to Dan.
Yeah, Coach, kind of building off of that, I know when you use different sets and you use a lot of different looks that you can throw at an opponent with any type of lineup that you have. Just kind of how did you tailor it to UNC coming into this one? And not only that, but then in the game, as you started to make that comeback, were there any adjustments that you kind of made, or was it just a matter of executing a bit better on the scheme?
Number one is we wanted to control tempo. So we wanted to make sure that we wasn't shooting in the first 10 seconds of the possession on the majority of our possessions, our offensive possessions. Because we wanted to keep the crowd out of it. We didn't want to get game up tempo and let them have loose opportunities, which they got in the last 3 minutes. I mean, that's what I'm saying in terms of the poise. They didn't get it all game. And then in the last 3 minutes, our poise got a little loud in there, and we made a few decisions that weren't in our favor, and they got some runouts. But that was the plan coming in: control the tempo, keep them out of transition. Thought we did that for most of the game, and then we trying to get better at executing. Having a new lineup now with new starters, trying to make the tweaks and adjustments with Quentin being back in the lineup. It's just different. We wasn't going inside as much for the first 13 or 14 games. And now we're trying to play more inside out. So that's going to take time to continue to try to, master our system with the new tweaks that we make into our sets. But I think we're making progress there as well.
Rob?
0 for 6 from 3 today. Like you mentioned, such a loud environment. How hard is it to win when those 3-pointers just aren't going in?
I mean, it's hard, it's hard. Be nice to be 6 for 12, but the good number is 6. We didn't take a lot of them. I mean, if you're not going to make a lot of them, you don't want to take a lot of them. So the good number is 6. We have guys who can make shots. Right, so far this season we haven't particularly shot the ball great from 3, but 26 for 54 from the field. I'll focus on that, and 12 for 14 from the free throw line. I thought those were some of the reasons why it was a 1-point game with 3 minutes to go.